The perfect system in Latin shows actions that are already completed by a certain moment. The perfect tense, I have loved, shows a completed present. The pluperfect, I had loved, shows the completed past. And the future perfect, I will have loved, shows a completed action in future time. This video covers the future perfect tense. The future perfect tense is Latin's least used tense. Since Latin is a literary language, most of the surviving examples of it, the things we read, are either stories, poems, or speeches. And just like in English, most of the verbs are going to be in the present or past tense. So the future is not very common, although you will find it used, for instance, when Jupiter gives prophecies about the future of Rome in the Aeneid. And so the completed future is even less common. As the name suggests, the future perfect tense is used for actions that are completed by the time the future happens. And just like how the pluperfect tense is often used in sentences with a regular past tense, the future perfect is regularly used in sentences or paragraphs where other future verbs occur. It gives a definite order of action. Si librum legero, laeta eris. If I will have read this book, you will be happy. Here, the future perfect legero tells us that it had to have happened first, before the future verb eris. The reading comes first and causes the being happy. English doesn't like the future perfect tense very much, though, and often we use the present tense when we really mean the future. So we could translate the sentence as, if I read this book, you will be happy. And if you think about it, you can see that both actions are happening in the future, and the reading must come before being happy. Let's conjugate. All tenses in the perfect system, that is, they have the word perfect in their name, so the perfect, pluperfect, and future perfect tenses, use the verb's third principal part, without the I ending, as their stem. So in order to form the future perfect tense, we take this perfect stem and add the future tense of sum esse. So our endings are ero, eris, erit, eremus, eritus, and we're stuck. We can't use erunt because that's the third person plural for the perfect tense. So instead we will keep the I that's present in most of the endings and make the third person plural end in erint. So for amo, amaro, amawi, the future perfect tense is amawero, amaweris, amawerit, amaweremus, amaweritus, amawerent. As mentioned before, we translate this tense in English with the words will have. I will have loved, you will have loved, he, she, it will have loved, we will have loved, you all will have loved, and they will have loved. As with all tenses in the perfect system, this is the same for all conjugations of all verbs. Just like the pluperfect tense is a combination of two past forms to get the past of the past, the future perfect is essentially a future ending added to a past form, the perfect or completed stem. So in truth, the future perfect is quite literally a future perfect. And our translation is quite easy. For amawerit, we have the future ending erit, he will, and our perfect stem, have loved. When you look at the different conjugations of the perfect system, you can see quite a bit of similarities. Each has the perfect stem with their endings. The pluperfect, which is the completed past, the past of the past, has the imperfect endings of sum esse added to this perfect stem, while the future perfect, the completed future, the past of the future, has the future endings of sum esse added to the perfect stem. And if we disregard the I loved translation of the perfect tense, when we translate each tense in the perfect system, a common theme also arises. The perfect is I have loved, the pluperfect I had loved, and the future perfect I will have loved.